Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you just so happen to click on this video. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Thick Chick. We have a whole lot of fun around up and through these parts, okay? I am a very random impromptu person, so you might see all types of just random videos from your girl at any time throughout the day. Okay, I have no script, none of that. I just come here raw, 100% no filter. All right, but I am actually about to head out into the world to celebrate a new promotion that I just got. I'm really excited. I am a director in training with my new business opportunity that I just I literally I can't say that I've been doing for a while. I literally just been doing it for 90 days, and I just got a new promotion on yesterday. So I'm going out this weekend to celebrate. Like I said, I'm a director in training. So I'm super excited. So clap, 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 clap for me. I'm really excited. Now, but that's not what this video is about. This video is I'm making this video and hey everybody in the chat, for those of you that are watching on the playback way back. Hi Tanita, hi King, hi Taylor, hi Bless, hi Lola, hi Keisha, hi Tanya, hi Tequila, hi Margarita, hi Movie, hi Empress, hi Bless, hi all of you guys. If you come in here later and I just so happen to miss your comment speaking to me, I am so sorry. But good morning to each and every one of you guys that are watching this right now on this lovely Saturday morning. But I've been getting so many messages in my inbox, so many people emailing me, asking me, look, Thick Chick, okay, I see you working from home. Is it really possible? Because I know people out there, they tell you that it's possible for you to work at home and for you to make a full-time living from home. Now, I've done a whole video, okay, about how I started making a full-time living working from home comfortably, okay? Now, it wasn't your typical story starting out. I don't want to make anybody think that all of this stuff just happened overnight. No, I struggled in the beginning. But I would not advise you to do what I did. All right. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Okay. I started out working when I was 18, 19 years old. I worked for an inventory company. The job wasn't very fulfilling. The reason why I say the job wasn't very fulfilling is because I was working these extremely long hours. I was never home. I was traveling out of town, sometimes having to wake up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to go to a completely different city to do an inventory and get home 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes 7, 8 o'clock in the afternoon, take a shower, go to sleep, and wake up and do it all over again. I did that for 5 years. Okay. I did that for 5 years. So hold up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I did that for more like 5, 6 years. I decided to leave that company because I was just tired of waking up so early in the morning, going out of town, doing these inventories, and just my life wasn't very fulfilling at all. Okay. I was literally waking up to go to work, to go to sleep, to do it all over again. Okay. And I was still struggling. Okay. I was still struggling. So I left that job, and that's when I went to my second job, which was at the abuse shelter. Did I love the scope of work that I was doing? Absolutely. I absolutely loved the scope of work that I was doing. I was working with women and children that were in bad situations, whether it be that they were being abused by their fathers or their husbands or whatever. Some of them just didn't have anywhere to go, and they were homeless and they were looking for somewhere to go. So I was working at the abuse shelter. It was a Christian organization. I loved working again. I loved working with the women and children. However, it was just a situation that I felt like I was, even though it was a Christian organization, I loved working with women and children, but I had to think to myself, you still have to make a sustainable living for yourself. You still have to be able to eat. You still have to be able to pay your bills. You still have to be able to pay your car note. You still have to be able to do all of these things. So although you enjoy working with these people, it just ain't cutting. Okay. And it wasn't getting any better. And every day, y'all, every day I would go into that place and I would ask them, am I going to be getting more hours? Am I going to be getting a raise? Because they were putting so much on me because I was kind of the newer girl. Everybody else had been there for, 5+ years. I was the new chick. So they brought me in. Number one, of course, I was making less than everybody, which is, you know, that's not unusual that I got this job and I was making way less than everybody else because number one, I was new. All right. And I didn't have the same experiences that they have. So I totally understood that. However, I was the one who was underpaid. Not only was I underpaid, I was doing everybody's job. Okay. I was literally doing everybody's job. Now I knew what my job description was. However, I was doing her job, her job, her job. And of course, by me being a new chick, they would tell me, oh, yeah, I need you to do this for me, even though it's not something that I'm supposed to be doing. It's not what I'm being paid to do. But because I'm the new chick and I'm trying to be a team player, I'm doing everybody else's job plus mine. And I'm the one who's being paid the less, and I'm the one who's getting the least amount of hours. However, I was doing what I felt like to be the most work. So one day I just, I had been applying for work at home jobs for years, y'all. I don't want anybody to think any of this happened overnight, because it didn't. Okay. None of this happened overnight, which is, I'm going to get into that. Y'all know I'm long-winded. All right. If you knew, I'm long-winded, by the way. Okay. So if you don't like that, you might not like my videos. All right. But I was just tired. Okay. I was literally just tired. But again, all of this did not happen overnight, which is, like I said, it's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later. I'm going to let you guys know that you do not need to stop. Okay. If you are one of those people who, you have a goal in mind, you want to be able to spend more time with your friends or your family, you want to be able to spend more time with the people that you love. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there, okay, a lot of y'all out there, you probably spend more time at work with your coworkers than you do at home. Not because you want to, but because you want to make a sustainable, you want to be able to make money to be able to support your family. So of course you're going to have to go to work, and you're going to have to, spend more time probably outside of the household than you do in the house with the people that you truly want to be, spending your time with. But anyway, so all of this did not happen overnight. For years, I was applying to work at home jobs. I was spending a whole lot of money that was scamish, okay, before I started to do more research and to realize, okay, everything that sounds good ain't good. I was spending a lot of money, like the stuffing envelopes thing, okay? The stuffing envelopes, I've done that. That's why I've made so many videos on the stuffing envelope scam. Do not waste your money on that. It's so many people out there that message, Big Chick, how do I get into stuffing envelopes? I said, girl, you must ain't watched my video. I watched your video on the stuffing envelopes. I want you to tell me how to get into, stuffing envelopes from home. I was like, you know what? That's another thing. You have a lot of people out there that are lazy. And I don't, like I said, I try to be, I'm trying to be, I'll be blunt, basically. I was trying to think of another word to use, but I'm going to be blunt. You have a lot of people out there that are lazy. Okay. A lot of people that are lazy. Like I said, I told y'all before in my last video, I've had people who have reached out to me. I've given them the opportunity, because a lot of these jobs, like I told y'all, a lot of the jobs that I find, a lot of them are invite only, meaning you have to actually have a specific link to click on in order to even get to the application. They won't put it on their website or anything like that. I've had people who I have actually sent links to that were private links, and they would tell me, oh, can you apply for it for me? Now, I didn't send you the link. You didn't send me you didn't told me how, you're struggling, you're looking for a supplemental income or whatever. And I sent you the link. I didn't even put it on my blog. I sent it to you specifically. And I've had people who ask me, can I fill it out for them? Huh? I mean, you can't be lazy going into this. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well. Now, I'm a little bit different than everybody else. I was one of those people who, like I said, I had just got tired. I was going to work every day. I was being overworked and underpaid. Anytime anybody took off work, guess who they put on the schedule? Okay, I had to work for other folks. I had to work in place of other people. Tawana, it was always me. Somebody take off, or if somebody's requesting to take off, guess who they was calling? Tawana, we need you to work for such and such and such and such today. Now, meanwhile, you ain't trying to give me no extra hours. Okay, you ain't trying to give me no extra hours just because I'm a good worker and because I'm a team player and because I'm doing all of these things that I'm not supposed to be doing anyway. But when all of these other people have other things to do, I'm always the one that you call on. Okay, but one day I just got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I had been scrolling around on the job board. I talk about it all the time. It was workplacelikeHome.com. I was scrolling around on there. This lady had posted a job that she was looking for a cohort for, which is Fancy Hands. I always talk about Fancy Hands. And for some odd reason, people think that, I guess they think that I'm affiliated with Fancy Hands. Let me tell you, it's been so long since I worked. It's probably been at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 years since I worked over there at Fancy Hands. And people probably don't even remember me over there. I am in no shape, form, or fashion affiliated with them. They don't pay me any money to get on this camera and tell people about them. The reason why I keep mentioning Fancy Hands is because Fancy Hands is what brought me out of the situation that I was in. All right. Fancy Hands is the first legitimate work at home company that brought me out of the situation that I was in, because I was just tired. Okay. I was tired of driving to these folks' jobs. They didn't really appreciate me at all. They were using and abusing me, and I wasn't making what I was supposed to be making. And I never really told anybody this. There was even instances where I would work overtime, and then people never paid me for my overtime ever. I would mention it to them. I mean, this is how bad it was, okay? And me being a little young, well, I ain't gonna say I was young and dumb because I had good sense. But I would work overtime hours. These people was paying me regular pay for overtime hours. It was real bad, okay? It was super duper bad. And I just got tired one day and I went in there and I wrote out me a notice. It was supposed to be a 2-week notice, but I put in that notice effective immediately because I already knew. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of these companies, if you decide that you want to better yourself, you want more for yourself, if you put in a 2 weeks notice, now I'm not gonna say these folks would have did it. I'm not saying it, but a lot of times when you put in a 2 weeks notice, them folks start picking on you. They literally start to pick on you. What I mean by that, okay, you decide you want to put in your 2 weeks notice, you want to go and try to find you a better job. A lot of times they'll find a reason to fire you. You ain't did nothing, okay? You ain't did nothing, but because you put in your 2 weeks notice, you want to go and try to better yourself and your family, they will pick on you and find a reason to fire you. But I was like, hell, they not going to find no reason to fire me, not on today, not on tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, even though I could have just quit if I wanted to, but I didn't want to do it like that. I actually wanted to leave a letter, let them know that I thank them for the opportunity. I thank them for giving me, because like I said, I was in a situation when I was working for the inventory company where I felt like that was a dead end as well. I was working so much that I felt like I couldn't. I mean, girl, look, let me tell you how bad it was. Girl, I don't want to say girl. I'm talking like I'm talking to one of my good girlfriends. But y'all, there have been situations where I would apply for jobs, I would get interviews, and I would need to go to the interview, and they would literally tell me, well, if you call, I didn't tell them I had to go to an interview, but I would say little stuff like, okay, I'm going to need to be off tomorrow. I had an emergency come up. Because y'all know sometimes you have a company that'll call you and be like, we need you to come in for an interview tomorrow. But you got to go to work tomorrow. So you got to try to figure out a way to get off. And I would be like, I had an emergency come up and I need to get off. Okay. So I can do X, Y, Z. They'd be like, well, if you don't come to work tomorrow, we're going to have to let you go, et cetera, et cetera. So it would be times where I was like, look, how am I even going to get off to go to this freaking interview? Okay. How am I going to get off to go to this interview? But like I said, one day I was just like, forget it. If they fire me, that's going to be what it's going to be, which was crazy because they would get rid of the people who were, their hardest workers. They would give us a hard time, but the people who basically just showing up and getting paid free money for doing nothing, they would get free rides. That's what I felt like. But I was one of their good workers, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I mean, literally, I didn't call in to work, family. I went to work because I knew I had bills to pay. Okay. Yes, I had a mother and a father who would have, paid. They would have helped me out as much as they could. But I was an adult and I was trying to do things on my own because I knew one day that my mother and my father, they're not going to be here. And again, I'm going to go into a rabbit hole. I'm going to get back on the topic of conversation. But I was one of those people who I tried to do things on my own. Could I have called my mother and my father and be like, Mom and Daddy, I don't want to do this job no more. I'm going to need y'all to help me pay my rent until I think I want to go back to work. Could I have done that? Yes. But I knew that one day my mom and my daddy, they weren't going to be here. Okay. And I wasn't going to be able to just pick up the phone and call my mom and daddy to bail me out of the situation. So I wanted to develop those life skills for myself because I knew that one day they're not going to be here for me to just pick up the phone and call and be like, Mom and Dad, pay my bills. Okay. I know there are a lot of people out there that are like that. A lot of people that, they like to call Mom and Daddy to bail them out of things, which is fine. That's what our family is here for. Our family is here to support us. Our family is here to help us in times of need and all of that. However, one day, okay, you're going to need to try to figure some of this stuff out on your own because one day they're not going to be here to be bailing you out of all those types of situations. But anyway, like I said, I put in my 2 weeks notice. Well, I say 2 weeks notice, but it really wasn't a 2 weeks notice. It was a notice effective immediately. And I thanked them for the opportunity, et cetera, because I wasn't about to give them the opportunity to fire me. I just went or pick on me the whole 2 weeks that I was there because I knew that was going to happen. If I would have stayed there for them 2 weeks, they was going to try to have me doing some of everything that I wasn't supposed to be doing. They was going to be picking and all this stuff. So I said, no, I'm going to put it in effective immediately and get gone. So I left my job that day that I knew I was going to get a paycheck from, whether it was paying the bills halfway or not. I knew I was going to get a check every single Thursday. We got paid on Thursday to go to a virtual job, which was on the computer, that I had no idea if it was going to be sustainable. I had no idea if I was going to be able to pay my bills, etc. But I knew what I had prayed for. Like I said, I had been applying for these jobs for years. I had spent out a whole lot of money on scams for years, but this particular day, it felt a little bit different to me. Okay, I would have never quit a job ever without knowing that I had one that was secure, if you will. So I quit. Okay, and I went home that day and I started working for Fancy Hands. through this lady who I had no idea who she was. That's why I said sometimes God puts people in your path. You might not even know these people from a can of paint. Okay. You might know these people from, nowhere. They might be a complete stranger, but sometimes God puts people in your path to lead you into your purpose. Okay. And like I said, I started working under this lady with Fancy Hands because back then, I'm not sure, like I said, it's been so long, I'm not sure if they still have what's called cohorts, because there are a lot of people who have trouble getting into Fancy Hands. I don't really know why, because the interview questions or the sample test that they want you to do there is fairly simple. But for some reason, it's a little bit hard to get into Fancy Hands. I don't know why. But back then, they had people that are called mentors. You could come in under a mentor as a cohort. So she was looking for cohorts to come under her, and I decided to do it. And I started working for Fancy Hands. And literally, family, when I tell you, when you start working from home the first time, you're going to have some drive, okay? You're going to have some drive. You're going to have some fire under your ass, okay? Excuse my French for those of you that don't like cussing, but you are going to have some fire under your ass, okay? Because I literally had to sit in front of my computer. It wasn't like I was just I was able to wake up whenever I wanted to. It wasn't like I was able to go out and have dinner and all this stuff like I wanted to. No, when I first started working from home, I bust my ass every day, okay? I legit busted my ass every single day. I had to get up really early in the morning because Fancy Hands is the type of company where what happens is they have clients that send in different types of tasks that they want you to do. It's kind of like TaskRabbit, only different is you don't have to go outside of your house to do it. Like I said, it was tasks like somebody might want directions somewhere. Somebody might want you to find out what's the nearest Pizza Hut to their house. I mean, literally, it was some of it was real stupid stuff. Some of it was a little bit more complex. You had some clients who wanted you to call to say Comcast and get their bill reduced. You had some people who wanted you to call and cancel their Verizon contract without the fee. It was a lot of different stuff. However, I was able to sit at my computer. I sat there all day, family. Literally, sometimes I would have to pee so daggone bad. But the way that Fancy Hands is it was the task would pop up and you had to be the first one to grab it. Okay. You had to literally be the first one to grab it. And I was actually making, if I had to average it out, because some of the tasks, it was different amounts that each task was worth. Some tasks were worth $2. Some of them might be worth $5. Some of them were worth $3, different prices. Some of them worth $1.50. But if I can do, 5 or 10 of those in an hour, I was making pretty good money. Okay. Way more money than I was making when I was working outside of the home, which kind of blew my mind. It literally blew my mind. So while I was working for Fancy Hands, we had what was called like a group chat, like a work chat, where we would, talk to each other about the different things. Because a lot of times, like I said, the mentors would have their cohorts in the chat. Because sometimes we would send in, after we would complete a task, we would send it in, but they would actually have to go through and review it, one of the mentors. And if it had like a spelling error or something like that, they would have to send it back and tell us to resend it, because we don't, you don't want to send any responses to the client with spelling errors in it. You don't want to do that. So we would have like little, different people who work from home in the chat. So I started to meet other people who were entrepreneurs as well. And I never forget, I met up with this girl. Her name was Letitia. Her name was Letitia. I have no idea what her last name was, but she told me about this other company that was working from home and family. She told me these people, y'all might be like, girl, that ain't no money. She told me these people were paying $15 an hour. It was 40 hours a week. And literally, family, I was like, girl, I'm finna be rich. Okay. Because mind you, I was like 25, 26 at the time. And I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't making no money with them people that I was working with before. Did I enjoy the job because I was working with women and children who were, abused or homeless? And I like being able to talk to them and, I ain't gonna say minister to them, but I used to tell them my testimony and how, I was in similar situations that they were in, not homeless or anything like that. But a lot of the women that came in, they were depressed, they were that type of thing. So I like to talk to them and tell them how I overcame that. Okay. How I overcame it. And don't get me wrong, I was still going through back then, but I used to talk to God every single day. So I used to kind of minister to him, and that was really enjoyable to me, but I wasn't able to pay my bills. Okay. But when that girl told me that them folks was hiring and they was paying $15 an hour, 40 hours a week, and all we had to do was let her know that we wanted to do it, and she would send them our name and we would have to submit the application, baby, and them people hired me. Honey, when them people hired me, I felt like I was so freaking rich. Okay. Because yes, it was um it was 40 hours a week. However, you were able to work your own hours. So you were able to decide the 40 hours that you wanted to work. So that's what was really powerful to me. Yes, it was a full-time work at home job, but they let all of the workers make their own hours. As long as you had in your 40 hours before the cutoff time on Sunday, you good. Okay. So that's what was powerful to me. And that's when I learned about the flexibility of working from home. Because yes, like with Fancy Hands, I could work as much or as little as I wanted. However, with Fancy Hands, I had to stay in front of the computer all day if I wanted to make some for real money, because everybody else was trying to grab the tag. Because when they pop up, you literally had to click on it and claim it and do it. That's how it was with Fancy Hands. So you had to be quick with the draw. So like I said, sometimes I would have to pee so bad, and I'd be like, "Girl, you need to make at least $30 more. So you need to sit at this computer. I know you got to pee, okay, but you might have a good one that pop up in the next 30 seconds when you in the toilet, okay." So with that job, I was like $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. I'm able to work when I want. Granted, I got to work 40 hours, but I'm able to make my own schedule. And baby, it was just not downhill, it was uphill from there. So with that job, I started to meet other people, and I found out about other legitimate work at home jobs. So like I said, y'all, in the past, I was just like y'all. I was applying for some of this stuff that was real scammy. I was paying out this money for these envelope stuffing jobs, these all this stuff. Okay. I was where you are. However, I knew what I had prayed for. I knew what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to be able to work on my own terms. And then YouTube came about. But YouTube came about, somebody is knocking on my door. I have no idea who is knocking on my door, but I'm not about to answer it. Let's see. I have no idea who's knocking on my door. But anyway, family, I was so, like I said, I was so elated when I had landed that legitimate work at home job. It was crazy. I'm gonna have to, do I want to get up from here? I don't know who that is knocking on my door and why they knocking on my door. Girl, they got me all discombobulated and stuff. Gee Whitaker. Anyway, family, hold up, y'all. I'm discombobulated. Discombobulated. I already see now these folks. How they gonna come in when I'm talking? I ain't got no delivery. I don't know who that is. But anyway, let me continue on with this story. Like I said, I started to develop other friends and things. When I say friends, I mean associates who were workers from home, and they started telling me about other work at home jobs. And that's when I started doing research, and other people started to reach out to me, and they wanted me to help them find other work at home jobs and stuff like that. That's when I started my blog. But family, what I'm about to do, I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm gonna have to hang this up, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna literally have to hang it up because I'm about to I'll be back. Y'all come back in 30 seconds, okay? 2 and 2.